Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new YouTube video, and to start this video off, I'd like to say that I really do enjoy the Smite of Merain. I think it's a very solid pulse rifle in PvE. However, when I'm playing 6-man competitive 24/7 disjunction, this gun seems to have some absolutely glaring pitfalls. Anyways, that's besides the point. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about the Smite of Merain. Now I have a few rolls of this beautiful gun and I use them all for different activities, and that there I think is why this weapon in particular is so special, and all of the Kingsfall weapons are special. The overall versatility of them is pretty staggering in comparison to pretty much all the other weapons in the game. Smite can be well suited for just about anything you could think of, whether it be boss damage, ad clear, and even a pretty robust selection of perks that are decent for PvP as well. I by no means have landed the perfect rolls for Smite just yet, but next week I plan on having them all. I have like 4 of 5 patterns completed for this weapon. Once I get it crafted, I may do another review just kind of explaining my preferred crafted rolls, so if you guys are interested in that, just leave a comment down below. With all that being said, let's look at some rolls and take a peek at the overall performance of Smite. Starting us off with the base weapon stats, the Smite is a kinetic 390 RPM adaptive frame pulse rifle with its 17 zoom stat, bringing the base range up to 43 without any assists via barrel perks. You'll experience damage fall off at about 34 meters. This means that yes, it has one of the worst range stats for any adaptive frame right off the rip. And yes, while Yield well-rolled palindrome or Austringer will likely keep up and send you to a shallow grave in the Crucible, you'd be doing yourself a massive disservice by immediately shelving this classic dad rifle, because its aggressively average base stability of 50 is really something to miss out on. But we've made it this far in the video, and I just realized that I am not doing a particularly good job of selling this gun to you. But this is where the important parts of this pulse rifle come into play, the feely bits, if you will. It has a handling of 47, which is pretty high compared to other pulse rifles in this class, making it feel pretty snappy. And along with that, you'll have a base recoil direction of 70, meaning with something like arrowhead break, you could bump that up to 100 recoil direction and have an absolute beam of a pulse rifle. With Smite of Merain being an adaptive frame, it comes in at a fairly high optimal TTK of 0.93 seconds, requiring 5 crits and 2 bodies, and a body shot TTK of 1.4 seconds. As far as rolls go for Smite and PvP, I'd personally go with something like Arrowhead Break or Fluted Barrel, and then I would pair that with Accurized Rounds in the first 2 columns, with Moving Target and Eye of the Storm in the last 2. Those 2 perks would go really well on this gun just to kind of boost that, well, mediocre range stat a little bit further and get this gun working into better ranges so you're not being just blasted by hand cannons all the time. But with that specific role, I feel that the Smite would be a consistency beast in the Crucible, and to me, I think that's my favorite part about adaptives, is that you don't exactly need damage or reload perks to get them going. They're just very solid, very sturdy. They are that old ball and chain in the shed, so to speak. Very sturdy, very reliable. They will hold you down in every encounter. However, though they are easy and pretty fun to use, I found myself getting absolutely smoked by the likes of the BXR, Horror's Least, or the Peace of Mind. And that could be down to the lobbies or maps I was getting, but if I'm being completely honest, adaptives are in a pretty rough spot in the Crucible right now. Going back to that fairly high optimal TTK I mentioned earlier, odds are you're going to be better off using a rapid fire pulse or a high impact. For PvE, there is a little more variety in the perk selection. I would go for either Arrowhead or Fluted for the barrel again, and for the mag perk, I'd select either Flared Magwell or Accurized again, as you don't really need to extend the mag any further with the Origin perk Runneth Over. In the last 2 columns, I'd go for the classic Demo Junkie or try the new melee-oriented Demo Junkie with Pugilist and Swashbuckler. And forgive me if I slaughtered the speeching there a little bit. I think it's Pugilist or Pugilist, one of those two. Or I would stick with the current role I've been using, which has a combo in the last 2 perk slots of Focused Fury and Vorpal. This specific role that I have on it does some pretty decent damage to the chunkier targets. But another couple of fun roles I'll be looking for or crafting will be Focused Fury and Firefly, or Stats for All and One for All. You really can't go wrong with your perk selection there. Both of those perk sets on your Smite will do just fine for you most likely. You really can't go wrong with Stats and One for All, especially in PvE. There's plenty of targets to keep those perks up. But yeah, the Smite is a solid pick for just about anything you can think of in PvE as far as kinetic weapons go. If you are using it as your unstoppable stunner this season, I have no doubt in my mind you'll be happy with its performance. And going back to its origin trait, Runneth Over, granting you overflow for pretty much no effort at all, this gun will have enough ammo to get you through the most garish of situations almost alive. Come on now, it's a kinetic pulse rifle. If you really think I'm gonna use this over my Taipan this season to deal with stunned champs in GMs, you are dead wrong. But in no way does that mean that it is not the tool to get the job done. For me, if it's in my kinetic slot, it's Merain or Outbreak all day. As for ranking Lorraine, she's an old Mustang, so maybe it's the nostalgia speaking, but for PvE, I'd have to rate it a solid 4. As for PvP, I know I touted the Merain as being incredibly versatile, but I am re-looking over these roles, and I think I'm going to set it down gently at about a 3. I say this because as much as I love adaptives and as fun as the Merain is, with the current state of Crucible, adaptives are hurting pretty bad, and Lorraine is no different. She just doesn't have the role variety needed to compete with the likes of Perdition or Bygones from back in the day. So now that I realize I'm contradicting the beginning of this video, I think it's time to end before this gets any worse. As they say, if you're wrong, double down. With that little nugget of wisdom, I'm leaving now. But for real, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. And if you have the Merain, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are, of course. And by the way, just so you guys know, if you need help getting your Merain, I do plan on streaming some carries over on my Twitch. If you guys need help finding where my Twitch is, be sure to check the description down below. You can find it over there. And if you catch me streaming one day, perhaps I can get you in and we can carry you through Kingsfall. Get you your first roll of Smite, and then you can let me know what you think about it. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a nice day.